So we could go for a snipe on this elite here, going through a path like this. Now, if we do that, we're kind of locked into a mediocre path after that. So we can consider our other paths, which are equally unexciting. This path on the left is pure death. So we go through an early shop for no reason at all. We go into an elite, and a bunch of hard pool fights somewhere in the middle here. So that is pure death. If we were to go this way, we only get one elite ever in a late shop. The late shop's really nice. I like this a lot. And we also get 4 campfires this act going into Hexaghost, which is nice. That means that there's a lot of upgrades since we don't need a ton of HP going into that fight. Don't even say it. Resting was well, we did rest before that fight. But anyway, it didn't matter. We'll do the max HP. It's the rare max HP. I don't really like taking max HP on the Silent and Defect, since so often you're blocking on the Silent and Defect with other means. So the Silent, you have things like footwork or dex scaling to use your block cards to actually block, whereas on the Defect, hopefully you're getting like Frost Orbs and Focus or something like that. Whereas versus like the Ironclad, where you're oftentimes lacking block and you're blocking with your face. You're using your HP as a resource a lot of the time. So max HP ends up being a pretty huge get on the Ironclad, since you're using that. And there's cards like Offering or whatever that actually use your HP as a resource, versus on the Silent Defect, where that's just not really a thing. Unfollowing if I skip boot sequence. It was great hanging out. Thank you for stopping by today. I appreciate your company, if only for a moment. Reaper and Burning Blood. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, still take 3? That's better than 4. Hello to you as well after a long time. Guess we'll take Rebound. We'll take Rebound because it says attack and damage on it. Not really for any other reason. All right. Hands back on the keyboard. Let's play some video game. Still, Chaos is pretty all right. Is this the 3rd recycle we've been offered? And Turbo? We've seen Turbo 3 times already, right? Recycle at least twice. I don't remember if it was an option here. It was definitely an option here. This is actively bad. Man. We could take the speculative hologram. I mean, hologram's usually good later on for some reason or another. It's not great now. But we've also just not picked anything up other than a rebound. So we're going to be... Like, the idea is we'd pick up some attacks and stuff to get us through fights and elites from these first few fights, so we could take events after that. And, I don't know, get some other relics or whatever come from these events, so we could go into this Flaming Elite. Now, we have the potions to deal with this Flaming Elite for sure, but not the cards right now. I'm going to take Turbo, just basically, again, for... Ooh. For a speculative pick. Oh, no. We have good odds of picking up something to go with Turbo, maybe later on. And we also have good odds of picking up another hologram at some point, so... It's bad. Gimme... I don't care, just give me some AoE. Weeping Beam? Yes. I like Turbo as a card. What can I say? I like what can become from a Turbo run. I'm not saying it's great now. I'm saying it could be great later. You know what I mean? It's the speculative pick. We got to take some risks here. Rebound and Cold Snap. None of these are particularly interesting. I could just do Zap. We'll take another hard pull fight because, again, we don't really have anything to upgrade, so we need to, you know, find something to upgrade. Gotta warm it up. You gotta give it a target over here. Right over here. Right on this one. Just the one. One tap. One tap. Thank you. I was really hoping for some more defense there. So Static Discharge is fantastic for the Hexaghost fight. So now we have a question. We want Static Discharge for Hexaghost. We want Sunder for floor fights. Sunder, if we get an upgrade on it, which we'll absolutely do here, can scale into the Act 2 elites as well, thinking about Tri-Slavers or the Gremlin Leader. So Sunder's not so bad. It is bad right here. It doesn't really do much for us other than what will be 32 damage on a single turn. It's fine. It's not really much of a help, though. So if we take Static Discharge, this fight's over. We can just block with a couple Frost Orbs and take a multi-hit and do a ton of damage back. I think maybe with Strike Dummy and the Strength Potion, we have enough damage for Hexaghost, maybe? These are all doing 11 with a Strength Potion. Why do you see Slime Gang for a second? Slime Gang was on screen. They had their moment. We wiped him out with an attack potion and a sweeping beam. All of our upgrades here kind of suck. We could do... I don't think we need the turbo upgrade right now, considering we don't have any card draw in here. So it never does anything for us outside of a turn where we use like Sunder and can't actually kill the thing. It was, so that was a hard pool fight. So it doesn't have to do with where the chest location is. It has to do with how many fights you've done so far in the act. So in Act 1, the first 3 fights are all easy pool fights, and then the 4th fight, which is what would have been this one, which is our Slime Gang, is now in the hard pool. So it's not actually, it doesn't have anything to do with the chest location. It has to do with how many fights you've done. That's why when you're picking your paths, oftentimes it's a good idea to try to pick a path that's like 3 combats into an elite, ideally. So something, let's just say this fight, this fight, this fight, this elite. Or even this path, we could do 3 fights into an elite. And then we're not doing a hard pool fight into an elite. So usually like something like this will cause you to bleed a lot of HP because you're not quite at the point where you're knocking those out efficiently yet. Some of them aren't so bad. You could do like 3 louse or lice or whatever you want to call them. Usually that one's not too bad, but a lot of them are. So that's one way that you'll see people pick their paths is 3 easy pool fights into their first elite. Does the pool reset after the 4th? No, it does not. So after your 3rd combat, you're in hard pool fights for the rest of the act. Through Act 1. But the events could be fights, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always that randomness. You're never finding, you know, just 3 nodes. Like I don't think the elites can even spawn this early. I'm certain they can't. So there's always some risk involved there, but you can think about that. If one of these, if you're going this way and this one happens to be a fight, one of the reasons why you would want to go this way is because, oh, this one was a fight, this is an event. Now I know this is going to be a hard pool fight, so maybe I want to go this way instead. It just depends. But you can at least use that to make an informed decision. And ideally, your path is going along a few branching paths anyway. Like going along the left here, just pigeonholing us into a totally linear path is almost never correct. Choices are very important because we don't know what we're going to... Like, we could end up with, 3 holograms, 3 turbos, or whatever the hell we got right here, and not have any attacks. And we'd have to make a call at that point, so... I do the rebound upgrade because it says 12 on it, and the cold snap upgrade says 9 on it. That is honestly the only reason. Big numbers good. I'm going to say no to this event. I think this event is absolutely terrible on Ascension 20, and you should almost never take it. It's one of the worst valuations. Well, there's a few events that probably need to be revisited for the higher Ascensions just to tweak the values. But before unfavorable events on Ascension 15, I think this is 175 gold, so it's an extra 25. But taking a curse for 150 gold is a terrible idea. You should probably never do it. The valuation here is completely skewed. And the reason why is because you have to remove this curse. Even if, okay, let's pretend our next node is a shop. And you think, oh, I'm going to remove this curse anyway. It's a free 75 gold. It's not. What it's doing is it's putting you behind on your strike removes, which is a huge, huge, huge deal. And it's also making your future strike removes more expensive. So your cost of this event is not only removing doubt, being 75 gold or whatever it is, it's also increasing your strike removes by 25 gold each, and it's stopping you from removing one of those. And ideally, this is a really bad deck to show this off, but ideally you've picked up things that are better than strike by now. I mean, by the time you are about here, maybe here by your first campfire or so, your deck should have things in it that are better than strike. Defend is less of a priority. You need attacks, by your... Where are we? By about here. So this event is terrible for all those reasons. If you have to do any fights before that, sure, that's an issue too, but... Be okay with empty cage boss relic swap? What do you mean? Oh, and Thorough, don't remember what the Art of War does. Art of War, if you do not play any attacks during your turn, gain an additional energy. So now we're at 4 energy because we did nothing for our last 2 turns. Yeah, so the rare instance where you would do that event if you've picked up Omamori already, that's a good chance to actually take that. Obviously, because the event basically becomes free. Outside of that... Nice. Because the boss relic swap doesn't really work, right? Because you are... Like, if you do a boss relic swap for a bird cage, it happens on floor 0. You haven't picked up a doubt curse yet. Oh, I see what you mean. So saying you've already removed or transformed some strikes. I still think the valuation on that event is too low, personally. But it is, I agree. If you've removed, let's just say hypothetically, you've removed all of your strikes. In a perfect world, you've removed or transformed all your strikes. And then you're thinking about picking up a curse. I don't know. Maybe. I'll leave it up to you at that point. Greetings from Sweden. Hello. Welcome. And thank you very much for the follow as well. And do we have to take a chaos here just to try to beat Hexagos? Like, the worst part about curses in general is that you have to draw the curse. And we could talk all day about the difference between regret, pain, and clumsy, but at the end of the day, drawing things that you would rather not be drawing ultimately cause you to do less damage and block less damage, so you're taking more damage. So the worst part about the curses is that they're in the way of something more useful. So I still think, like, putting curses in your deck has to be, you really have to measure it out. It has to be really worth it. I think in the Warp Tongs event in particular, that's one where you're getting something really substantial for a curse, versus the Serpent event, which is ultimately what, 75 gold by the time you remove the curse, maybe less. That's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'll do the Equilibrium for the Hexaghost fight. I think I like that. Please give me something useful. There's like our 4th or 5th turbo we've seen. Nice. Just seen Life Coach play this game, but you didn't know it could be different heroes. Yeah, Life Coach is on a pretty serious watcher kick. Yo, Terrence, thank you so much, man, for the raid. Hope the runs went well, man. Welcome, Raiders. Yo, I got a heart button for those guys. Got the button for you. Thank you for the follow as well. Pre-beta bell giving you Duvu doll. Exactly. All right. So now we have some questions. Namely, how do we beat Hexaghost? My answer is I really don't know at this point. I mean, it could really come down to the Strength Pot plus Strike Dummy to beat Hexaghost. Whoa, busted. Absolutely called out. And the other thing about this shop is we can think ahead to the second act. So something like a Doom and Gloom going into the second act can be really, really helpful for us dealing with the Gremlin Leader and Tri-Slavers. It does kind of call for an upgrade, and we can consider whether or not we can afford that upgrade before Hexaghost. Give it a maybe. Think about Static Discharge. And also the speculative Chem-X. I love Chem-X on the Defect. Chem-X plus a single reinforced body is just the thing of dreams. Oh, we have perfect gold. Okay, well, if we have perfect gold, I know exactly what to do. Perfect gold for Doom and Gloom, Static Discharge, and a strike removal. Seems pretty alright. It's kind of an anti-synergy, though, the Doom and Gloom and Static Discharge. Kind of. We still do it. Flex Potion as well. Ah, oh, the Chem-X Tempest Dream. We could take a Seek, because Seek is Seek. And Seek is good. Okay, so now we think, because again, I still think Hexaghost could be a problem. We could upgrade Static Discharge, and that might be enough. Yeah, we'll do that. I like that. We have more HP than I'd like to have going into the Hexaghost fight. Ideally, we're at like 23-ish. HP is kind of my personal magic number. Ooh. Alright, I went too fast. I meant to do the Strength Potion. What are the flying balls around me? It's a question I often ask myself. So this is kind of the central gimmick to the Defect character. So the Defect spawns these little orbs around you, and there are 4 different types of orbs, I believe. And each of these little orbs does something different. So let's just go ahead and spawn this guy in so I can show you what this does. Do I want to do that? No. I'll do this first. Okay. Misfits? Oh my goodness. Dude, the gang's all here. Everybody's coming together. Everybody's coming together. Well, thank you, man. Choo-choo, we got a raid coming through. What up, Monster Gang? I heard Esty is the better dwarf. Did you not catch our co-stream? Did you not see Esty3 too? The hard carry from the driller? Me? Thank you very much for the raid, man. SD3 too, I'll never forget. Oh, wait. Before, hold on. I forgot. I can join in. Thank you, guys. Yo, Esty, I'm gonna call you out publicly, though. Don't leave. SD89 invites me to play a video game the other day. I'm like, all right, dude, I'll go home from work to play this video game with you. I get home. Sorry, dude, group's full. What? Absolutely slayed. Right in the chest. This guy. So I gotta go make my own friends to go play this video game with, because I'm like, hey guys, this guy invited me to play, but there's no room. Will you play with me instead? They said yes. I still got to play dwarves. I still got to play dwarves in space. We mined all night long. It was beers, buds, and mining. Dude, he slayed my soul. Guy cuts deep. It's exactly what it looks like. I got the microphone. There's no defending it. It's first come, first serve, and it is ruthless. It's rough and tumble out here. Yo, wait. I got a button for all you. Hold on. I forgot I installed this button. First things first. Shout out to my man Terrence MHS for the raid. Just before you guys got here, that's why it's a little out of order. For everybody who came over from SG stream. Thank you very much for the raid, Terrence, my man. And then, one after another. Thank you very much. Oh, I missed a button. Hold on. I'm new to the internet. There you go. Choo Choo playing some Monster Train. Esty, man, your chat gutted me earlier today. Did you see that? Did you see that happen? You didn't even try to stop him, man. I thought we were cool. So my man the Hexaghost is dead. We just have to figure out how we best want to slay him. This is a non-issue. We're fine. It's a matter of if we can kind of min-max this damage a little bit. So if we do 34 plus 6, we do 40 damage. He doesn't die. So I guess we do all the other stuff. That makes sense. SD? You didn't have to do that. Thank you very much, my man, for the tier 1 subby. No, I'm telling you, the thing, I guess it's it's a criticism of love. I don't know what to call it. I criticize because I wanna love Monster Train. I do. And I hope it turns out, because it's come up a lot in the Slay the Spire community. I think as a whole, we're like keen to find the next big deck builder, whatever it ends up being. So if it ends up being Monster Train or whatever, that'll be cool. And I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so I'm not like trying to be overly critical of a game I haven't even played yet. All right. Since you guys are still here, now I'll be straight with you. At the start of my stream today, I actually talked about Monster Train because I came from your stream and I got completely slayed. So let me pull up a thing here. Where are we? Steam. And let me type in Monster Train because I want to show you what I mean. I'm not trying to start like, I'm not trying to bring the fire and fury to the channel. I just want to show you what I mean. Wait, is this screenshot here? This screenshot here tells me, oh, it's too small. Tells us everything we need to know. I want to show you what I mean by it looks like a mobile game. Okay, because you had some questions and we don't need to go on and on about this. I just want to show you what I mean. Because this tells you everything. Like, let me warp here. This tells you everything you need to know right over here. Look, I don't even have to move my finger. What I mean is that the UI doesn't make sense for a PC game. If you look at the card here, it takes up like half the screen. I mean, look at this. This is half the screen. Why on God's green earth would a card need to take up half the screen? I can already see it. I got the monitor. You know when I need to see a card that takes up half the screen? When it's on this tiny thing right here. When it's on there. So the UI scaling seems way too big and not optimized for like a PC experience. And the other thing that on this screen, and we could go, I'm not going to talk about everything, but on this screen, why can't you see all your cars? Like why, look, wait, where am I? Let me grab myself. Here, look at this. Why can't we see more of the train? Why is it so zoomed in like that? Like you would think if you wanted to make the best plays possible with your cards or whatever and really plan out your turns, from what I could gather, you'd want to see the whole thing. Like if we go back to Slay, all the information's here. You know, it's like one quick click away. And I mean, the cards don't take up like, look at this. They don't take up half the screen, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be too critical of a game that's like not even out of beta yet. But like the scale of this UI is so zoomed in and everything is so big. I think there was another screen on here. Okay, this doesn't matter. It was one of the events. I don't know where it is. It's probably not worth trying to find. But the events also look like they're completely blown out of proportion for, again, a PC. Oh, here it is. I found it. Look at that. Look at me. Blown out of proportion for a PC. Okay, that one's zoomed in. So like, look at this. I mean, everything's so huge here. Like this treasure chest again is like half the screen. Again, so it's optimized for a small screen. So that's just what I mean. I mean, it's optimized for a small screen. And if you're gonna like release a game on PC first, if that's your first showing, you'd probably want to make it like the most graphically appealing thing for PC first before you go to mobile. I don't know. I was just talking about the art style. Just don't kill me. We're cool. We're cool. Don't kill me. Yeah, Anson was here for the first rant. The first rant really brought the passion. It was the fire and fury was coming out of me. Lots of profanity. I'm glad you weren't here for that. There's no clips of it or anything. It's gone. No, there wasn't. There wasn't. Thank you guys for the follows too. Said something about your mom? No, I didn't. Very nice lady. She's very kind. All these, man. Chat's bringing the rumors today, too. 18 Ascensions to beat and a curse to unlock? What curse do you unlock? I don't remember that. Oh, Pride. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. No. Really? We get there with static discharge, don't we? So we only take like 9 here? I think. Yeah. Not great, but it's workable. Yeah, I don't think I can show it on the screen. There's a special curse that you get if you do endless mode a bunch of times. It's called Pride. I forget the... Can we... Is it exclamation pointable? Pride? There it is. Innate. At the end of your turn, put a copy of this card on top of your draw pile. Exhaust. But it's innate. So, it starts in your hand, it exhausts, and it comes right back to your hand. You gotta find a way to get rid of them. It's supposed to bring a challenge to endless mode, but at a certain point, endless mode's kind of ridiculous. Well, the Pride Curse doesn't actually, like, show up until... Or it's not even relevant until much later. Yeah, it's just endless. I'll be straight with you. I don't even think I have Pride unlocked. I don't think I've ever done endless mode before. Man, we don't need the 5 energy from Charge Battery. But maybe we want Hologram. We could do Sunder, Hologram Sunder, maybe for Choice Slavers or Gremlin Leader. This is looking like a dies in Act 2 kind of deck right now. Maybe. I mean, we've got some things going for us. I shouldn't say that. It's not over. Ay. Okay, my dudes. So we can't ever dual cast the Frost Orb. It's kind of a bummer. It does 5, 4. So we would have to do... Oh, we can't even kill this guy. We'd have to kill the back one. Maybe we dual cast first and see how that works. If we get a really nice dual cast, we can always defend Cold Snap. Just Cold Snap does 3. If Cold Snap does 3 and dual cast hits the back one, we're in a really good place. Drop the middle dude with 4 attacks. Blocks 12. Then we block for 4, take 8. Well, less than 8, because this guy dies after 4 hits. I like the way you think. Seems correct. Ah. A book thingy. So this is going to cost us 21 HP. So basically a campfire for a book. We don't have any other forms of healing, like, whatever, self-repair or something like that. Earn Face Bird. Probably worth it. We've got a 2-cost attack in Doom and Gloom. And the other books are just pretty good. Sure. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Okay, Apparitions event for 43 max HP. It's an Earn Face Bird. That's my next piece of art that I have to make for this game, is the Earn Face Bird. I've been saying it forever, and I just have never done it. I just want to make a bird with an urn for a face, and then it'll be the Earn Face Bird. Makes total sense. So reasons not to take Apparitions right now is that we have some form of Frost Orb blocking. Reasons to take it, we have Static Discharge. So if we Apparition Static Discharge, we can proc a ton of these. Catch you later, SD. Thank you again for the raid, my friend. We can Apparition Static Discharge to proc a bunch of extra Lightning Orbs for a minimal health investment. I think we'll try it for that reason. And if we get them upgraded and we happen to draw the Apparitions on a turn where we have Equilibrium, we can hang on to them for a while. It's a thing. Could think about that. Maybe we go like this way? I was thinking, like, now that we have the Apparitions, we don't have to be afraid of this elite. We were originally at, like, what? A third-ish? A little less than a third, not quite a quarter of our max HP, or total HP possible. But now we're at almost full HP, and we have Apparitions. So this guy's not so spooky anymore. Unfavorable events is 15, and that is correct. That's when you go from 5 Apparitions to 3. Which is a super necessary change. Like, most of the time below Ascension 15, you're just always taking Apparitions because it's 5 turns of intangibility. It's kind of crazy. Would I have time to upgrade it? I don't know. We kind of want to upgrade the Apparitions for the Collector fight, which we're not currently doing. Maybe we're okay against Collector with the Sunder. So if we take a Campfire, what are we doing with it? Are we going to the shop, I guess, is the other question. Probably not. Oh, we're upgrading Doom and Gloom. That's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah. That's what we were doing. One stabby book. Let's see. Let's think about where we want these orbs to go. So if we were to Doom and Gloom, then Glacier, Turbo Apparition. Well, I guess we would zap first in that instance. We would have our Dark Orb in front to potentially dual cast it for a future turn. And we don't have Static Discharge in play, so we can actually stack it for a little while anyway. I'm going to say that is correct. Do we even have time to play Echo Form in this fight? Oh, maybe. If we draw with an Apparition, we can actually... Oh, yikes. We can actually play it. So here we could choose to yoink the Echo Form out of the deck. So we could Apparition, Seek, Echo Form, and then we have Echo Form for whatever else. Now, we don't have great block after that. But I think I like it. We roast one of our Apparitions to do it. Okay. So again, this is our Echo form first. We'll do this. And then we'll do Static Discharge, dump some of this stuff. Again, we don't want to proc the Dark Orb if we can help it. We want to draw Dual Cast first. There it is. Zap? Turbo? So the plan was to hologram back some stuff and then play Glacier and dual casts. Maybe we do Turbo, though, and then we can play our defense as well. The reason why we would pull back Zap here is with the dual cast and Glacier, we can actually proc one of these Frost Orbs for 5 extra blocks, so it's kind of like playing a defend. And then we get some extra damage in there too, I guess. So Turbo represents an extra 10 blocks. Zap represents an extra 5. Do the Turbo. Oh. Alright, hey. It was deserved. I finally Velvet Chokered myself for the first time. May it be the last. So don't worry, I see the thing. We've got Core Surge plus Bias Cog for this turn. I'm just trying to see if we have lethal here without it, or if we need like a Flex Potion to get it, because we obviously can't take this damage. So Sunder's 32, and then we have, oh, it's math time. 43 plus, is that 14? 57? So that's not quite enough damage until we get hit, and then the Static Discharge will kill. So we could use our Flex Potion to, I think, take 0 here if we wanted to. Under 6. Oh, you guys are so stinking smart, man. These guys. This is why I like having you guys around. You save me from myself, and that's really important. I was trolling you. I was increasing chat engagement. I gotta keep you guys. I wasn't. It was just bad. Mission accomplished. Got him. So this card says plus on it, and we have a fair amount of orb generation in here. I think we're at a good spot for Echo Form. So Echo Form is fantastic with our apparitions. If we happen to have like Seek, or we get Echo Form to begin with, we can just double up on our apparitions when we draw them, and that's a good time for everybody. We want this eventually. We'll do the Echo Form first. All right, give me just a moment here. I'm gonna start this fight and be back in just like 30 seconds. Sorry, I got wrapped up in a conversation. We are back. I brought friends. Hey! We gotta finish off this coffee first, though, so we can make it through the whole evening. Idolmeister with the Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoa. I think it was fun hanging out earlier. It's always nice to... I try to peruse the category as much as I can to find good up-and-comers. or something. Do we need a boot sequence? Or some block? Well, we do have the Orichalcum now. Maybe we don't need that so much. All for one does nothing. Yeah, we'll skip that. Icho form. Okay. Right on time. I love Orichalcum on the Defect. It's such a huge difference. This guy? So we're still drawing dual cast. This is going to 24. So we probably want to throw Cold Snap into this guy, yeah? Just in case we get dual cast next turn. Maybe my dual cast make me look like a genius? Oh, look at that. We'll double it up too. I think it's worth it. You love to see it. I also love not having any relics that I have to pay attention to yet. This makes things nice and easy. Charge battery says plus on it. It's kind of interesting. Again, we have Orichalcum, so this is really only +4 block off of what we're going to be doing normally. Our defends are now probably worse than our strikes in most cases if we're doing Frost Orbs plus Orichalcum from Glacier and Cold Snap. We have really nice just flat block, apparitions aside. So charge battery, it does say plus on it, which is really nice. I'll take it for that reason. If that wasn't upgraded, that was a pretty easy pass for me. A boat thing as well. Yeah, we've got decent block though. I'm not too worried about the blocking situation right now. There's definitely a turn that will come that will be lacking in block if we get some bad draw. I think that's mostly due to lack of removal from our base cards at this point. If we're able to cycle through to the rest of the stuff and also take whatever Nilrees gives us. Again, we got like Core Surge Bias Cog earlier. I'm just going to shoot for the moon and say that. If we get that combo, we're in the happy place. We have a potential infinite heal combo with Nilrees as well. If we reach a point where we have some focus and Frost Orbs and Orb Slots or whatever, we're full blocking, and we end up with an Urn Phase Bird, we can just keep pulling powers from Nilrees and get a full heal every time. So that's something we're keeping an eye out for. It's kind of a question of if we can actually afford to go to this shop or not. So we're looking to upgrade our apparitions. If we don't have to play them when they're drawn, it's way better for our boss fights. It's better for some elites and I don't know, whatever, the Act 4 elites or something like that. We can end up pulling them back with hologram. We can hang on to them with equilibrium. That's kind of where my mind is right now. So we could get 3 upgrades from these 3 campfires right now, or we could go for removal of a strike at this shop. I think our removals cost 100 gold right now, and we should get at least 25 from this elite. So that would be all that we do that in that shop. But an elite. See, this is enough. So we could send her for damage, or we could set up Core Surge to block one of the debuffs. I think it blocks weak, right? Doesn't weak get applied first? So that doesn't actually matter for us. Pretty sure it's weak. Huh. No. If we have Echo Form out, yeah. That's true. And that's also 20 block. My goodness. It's also 20 block. Or Gambler's Brew, yeah. It'd be nice to clear up that potion slot anyway. We get 5 healing from Toy Ornithopter. And the potion, we're due for a potion. The potion senses are tingling. You love to see it. Ah, we're so close. Well, if we Doom and Gloom, it procs this. Yeah. It's gotta be it. Yep. Electrostatic discharge it's pretty good. I think we're getting really close to the happy place now. What are we missing to really get into the happy place? I think we're missing bias cog for our core surge. If I could go real crazy, a runic pyramid for these apparitions, assuming they're upgraded. Strike removes. I think I am going to go for this shop. I think we have to use our flex potion here. So if we don't kill one of these gremlins on turn 1, we're guaranteed to be attacked by the leader on turn 2. And we drew our big block here. We're basically relying on pulling an apparition for next turn if we don't do that. I think in this fight, after we draw through to our electrodynamics, we should be fine. So it's just kind of getting to that point. 25. Core Surge? Core Surge would have been nice that turn. Yeah, we have Horn Cleat on turn 2, but we're still not blocking. Yeah, 33. It would have been 43 damage. Wait, no. It would have been 53 damage, excuse me. So 53 damage would have been coming in this turn if we didn't kill this front one. Now, we're still not good. Still a lot of damage. I don't think this stuff matters. Yeah, I think that was our best option for where we were. So we have Hologram coming around for this apparition. So attempting to play both apparitions. We also have another apparition coming around. And we're close to just killing this guy. So maybe we do take this apparition in the next turn in case we're being attacked by all 3 again. And we don't draw one. I think we're close enough to just ending the fight to where we do this. Hecko form. Too slow. So we don't need to block it all this turn, which you love to see. I think we just hit him. So what's our best damage here? If we Doom and Gloom, it procs one of these lightning orbs for 8 to all. So this is actually 22, 33, 45, plus 6, 51. Do not have guaranteed lethal for next turn. We could pull a zap, because it's kind of boring and we don't need it. If we do... Yeah, that's actually... Yes, you got it. You got it, Camel City John. That's what I was going to say. If we do Rebound Sunder, that's 24... 40... 44. It's just lethal. Nice. Spoo. Oh, you still get the energy at the end there. Interesting. It says plus on it, which is pretty good. Here's the real question. How much do I actually believe our defends are worse than strikes? We really just want all of these gone. We don't have a use for any of them, to be honest, but we have Strike Dummy and Orichalcum. Sounds like a recipe for getting rid of defense to me. Oh, and a Shuriken. Making the Galaxy Brain play indeed. Removing a defend. Kickstarter update, thanks. Okay. So if we're taking an upgrade into this fight, it's going to be maybe just Apparition again. Could also be Seek. Seeking out Echo Form Apparition sometimes to get us through a turn. I think we need the Apparition upgrades too much. And maybe we're the smartest guy in the room. I don't know. We'll never know if this was the upgraded one or not. All right, terrible turn one. Absolutely terrible. I think a second Glacier fits with our upgraded capacitor in the deck somewhere. Wow. So the upgraded Seek here, this is kind of interesting. If we had upgraded Seek, we would be able to pull Echo Form plus Turbo this turn and get both that and Electro into play. But since we didn't get it, maybe we just pull the Echo Form at this point. And we don't get Electro out. It's kind of spooky. But we get Echo Form down, which is nice. I don't know if we can afford the second Echo Form with Velvet Choker. I mean, we kind of can. Who are we fighting? We're fighting the Collector. I don't know if you asked that a minute ago or not. Sorry, I just saw the question. Yeah, Echo Form is pretty good, but... I think we do take it. I like it. So here's a really weird interaction with Echo Form, and I don't have a good answer for why this actually occurs. But if you Echo Form an Echo Form, you go to 3 stacks of Echo Form, but the next card you play is also doubled on the same turn, which doesn't make any sense. And it happens again with the next card. So, I mean, we got Velvet Choker there, but it doesn't really make any sense. I don't have a reason for it. I don't think I've ever heard a good reason for why Echo Form on an Echo Form causes the next card to also be doubled. But it is kind of an interesting interaction. Whoa. I guess I didn't really want to get the Dark Orb procced already. Skip that. Well, I understand that, Zach Silver. It's more that if you play, let's just say you've started the fight and you play your first Echo Form, the next card you play that turn is not doubled. So if we generate more stacks of Echo Form on the same turn, it would make sense based off of how your original Echo Form works that those stacks that turn would not trigger a doubling effect. Dude, Cold Snap Beta Art's the best. We had a long debate about this one day. So there's 4 orbs, Lightning, Dark, and Cold. But where's the Plasma Orb? And I thought that the Plasma Orb is the snap. It's the energy. It's the high energy snap. Finger guns. High energy finger guns. From the Defect. Yo, first Shuriken proc? Thank you. It's not the first card you played. Oh. I think that makes sense. Oh. Dude, that's it. That's it. Okay, so that makes sense. There it is. There it is. There's the answer I was looking for. Oh. Yes. I see. Dude, that's a good one. Thank you for taking the time to type that out. That makes sense based off the text here. So for those that didn't follow along, or for those who are passively listening, the first time you play Echo Form in a fight, it says the first 1 card you play each turn or whatever it says, or play twice. So since you've already played Echo Form, that's the first card you played. But if you Echo Form an Echo Form, the 1 goes to a 2 and then 3. So your next card played is the second card based on this text, and then the third one. I don't know, that wasn't a great explanation either, but it makes sense. It actually, does that make sense? Because if you Echo Form, you've played 2 copies of Echo Form, right? You've played the first one, and then you've played the second one, which is the duplication, right? The copy isn't played. Oh, you guys are, man. I did not get the invitation to Spire School. I don't know where you guys learned all this stuff, but think you guys got it. Magic the Gathering mostly? Nice. An attack. Sometimes buffer is interesting. I don't really like taking buffer though. Find that it requires an upgrade. And I don't know if we need it here. What we really need is focus. We've got the orb slots, we've got the frost orbs. We need the defrags. Ten orb slots, no focus needed. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'll skip those. Yeah, I'm leaning on the Nilray's Codex to help us through some of these boss fights, like we just did in the last one, to pull a second Echo form there. We'll get good stuff eventually. We did not ever see the bias cognition for our Core Surge, though. Echo, it's a Snecko? I don't know about Snecko here. It is kind of interesting. We've got things that say 3 and 2 on them, which is pretty good. This one says 3. It says 2. It says 2. The extra card draw would be really nice from a Sneck. Insert or consume. I think we passed on 2 consumes already in this run. But insert or consume would be a really nice get for us. So it's kind of down to like consistency with Seek and Turbo. I mean, all zero cost stuff probably loses some value. But Snecko plus a couple copies of Hologram can make for a nice infinite. I think we're in an okay place for a Snecko Eye here. The question is if we need it. I think what we're missing in this deck more than anything, if you were to like look at this and say, hey, what does it look like you're really missing here outside of focus? And I think the number one thing that we're missing right now is card draw. We don't have any cool-headeds or insert your favorite form of card draw from Defect here. So that alone kind of pushes me towards the Snecko Eye. Less so the randomization. Maybe we could sit here and figure out if it's the most optimal Snecko Eye ever. Maybe, maybe not. But I think the card draw alone makes the Snecko Eye too good to pass up. The Bird with Arms. Of course. Playing the Defect. I'm not sure if there is another boss you could fight first. No, I'm not that salty about it. It's fine. I actually don't have that many powers, do we? Echo Form... some things. I think the number one thing we're looking for, again, is just focus. So if we could find Bias Cog or Defrags, that's what we're looking for. And what I'd like to do is go to a late shop to make that happen. We're a little low on Spire bucks right now, so if we could go to late shop, that's optimal for us. I don't think we need to shy away from too many elites in this act. Giant Head is probably the most spooky elite for us right now, considering the deck lacks scaling on almost every level. Outside of maybe, I don't want to say Shuriken, but this deck does not scale very well. So Giant Head is a problem. We've got Electro for Reptomancer. We've got whatever else for Floaty Boy. Yeah, so Core Surge does not work on Snecko Eye. More interestingly, Clockwork Souvenir does not remove the confused debuff from Snecko Eye. And it doesn't matter which order you pick up Clockwork Souvenir in either. They just don't interact. So the thing that does cause it to go away is orange pellets. So that'll remove the confused debuff from you. And where's our... So the path that I would like to take is this right-hand one. So we go Campfire Elite, Campfire into another Elite, and then we have a Campfire here at the end in case we need a rest or whatever. The path that I like the most is probably this Campfire Elite Campfire because we get this late shop. We get 4 campfires this act, so we can upgrade our last copy of Apparition. It does mean we only get 1 Elite in this act. And I don't know if we're set up for success right now, if we're able to make it through these bosses. It's a pretty big if. I think we're leaning on Nilries at that point. Let's see what happens. I'm going to start along this side because we have the most options if we start down in this direction. There's many branching paths we can take. We're basically just secluded from the left-hand side, which we were never planning on going down anyway. So we can reach to about here and make an informed decision, as well as here, whether we want to go left or right at that point. So nothing has been decided yet, except for left bad. And who called the zero-cost Echo Form? Thank you for blessing this run. This turn kind of sucks. We don't need too much from this. We don't have our full block. So no, we're 1 energy off. I was gonna say we could hologram back Sunder and kill one of these guys, but we're 1 energy off from being able to do that and then striking. So do we just pull out like an Apparition? Call it a turn? Kind of boring. Lightning Orb luck? Well, that is a thing that we could do. We just need Electro at this point. We should be through. Dang. There's the consume that we were talking about earlier. Do we still do it? It does require an upgrade, but we have the potential to double capacitor. It's a lot of orb slots. I think we still do it. Ooh. I love that Nilries can give you genetic algorithm. Yeah, so generally speaking, the way that those interactions work is that the relics are basically thrown in a list. From what I understand, I've heard Chronometrics talk about this once. The relics are thrown in a list and it's iterated on from top to bottom, but there's some interactions like that where nothing really happens. So for the longest time after that explanation, I was like basically thinking about the game from that perspective, that everything is iterated on from top to bottom, and that's just the way it works. But I guess it's a bit more interesting than that. There are many, many special interactions. So we have our Echo Form here. We could choose to Sunder to get ahead on one of these guys. Or we could like double Charge Battery for 6 energy next turn, and then single Sunder. I don't really know how we're killing one of these guys. I mean, the Dark Orb's nice. Echo Form, we have a card to double here. So it's either Sunder or Charge Battery. So we've got 64 damage ready to go. But what we don't have is like, well, I guess we have Glacier, but I was going to say we don't really have a way to proc this Dark Orb. What I would like to do is 64 damage to this Orb Walker, and then ideally we pull like Glacier next turn, and we can kill the front Orb Walker with this Dark Orb. I think that works out, right? Yeah, it's got to work out. So that's kind of where my mind's at right now. If we just double Charge Battery single Sunder, they're not actually within range to actually kill one of them next turn. That's always the issue with this fight, is getting around to the kill. I'm going to go with my gut here and take a bit of damage. Always. Give me more Meteor Strikes, please. Did I already double something? Did I mess that up? I think I messed that up somewhere. I thought the Sunder was being doubled. Echo was the first card? Oh, God. That's rough. Okay, my bad, my bad. Man. Well, we got 2 more turns of intangibility coming around for next turn, so we're not in the sad place yet. Velvet Choker is going to ruin this near infinite combo. All right, I think I got the Galaxy Brain play here. We do this, we get 1 strength. Now Core Surge does 12. We kill this guy. Boom. Beautiful. Over the Eyes Barrage is a nice bit of scaling damage for us, especially with the Shuriken. Kind of tempting. Also says plus on it, which is pretty good. Gotta like it. I love this game. This game's so good. Woo, orange pellets, man. That's why we took it. I was leagues ahead with that play. So we don't take the orange pellets here. We don't really have any reason to take them. Pellets makes up for it? I don't know about that. So if we take the pellets here, we lose the confused debuff. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. We also don't have the bias cog to really make this worth it. You do keep the draw, but the cards don't get re-randomized, which is the real issue with this. So again, there's certainly a situation where you draw a bunch of low-cost stuff, and it's nice just to have the extra card draw. There's the other situation where your first few draws are a bunch of really expensive stuff, and by the time you proc orange pellets, those cards don't get re-randomized. So whatever XYZ card in your deck still costs 3 the next time you draw it, and inherently a problem. So I actually don't like the orange pellets quite as much here. We'll get the cog. I mean, we could with Nilries. I think we've only seen one so far, so we're due, because that's how it works. I think I'm actually going to make the executive call here to just remove a strike or a defend. Defend. And we'll move on from there. Okay, we should plan out the winged boots at this point and kind of start to think about how many elites we want to actually take on. Again, I think Giant Head is a giant problem for us. Excuse me for that one. I don't really know how we kill him. I think we might just die to Giant Head. Yeah, it might come down to like a single Dark Orb, but we don't have like hardly any focus at all. So the Dark Orb's going to take so long to actually stack up. We also don't have any loops. So we don't have focus, we don't have loops. Like we're relying on Echo Form into Capacitor into then playing an unupgraded Consume. So we might actually have to prioritize a Consume upgrade here over just jumping to this elite. So we could do that here. Take out this guy. We also have to recall. Kind of like the shop into this guy, maybe? Let me get that Consume upgrade going. I think that's super important here. I mean, like a Reptomancer, turn 1 Electrodynamics, please. No. Not what I asked for. Actual cyberbullying right here. Okay. So we can at least get the Dark Orb cooking. And we have a potential to double Capacitor coming up soon. And we're relying on Nilries here some amount. Please. Okay. Step 1 is complete. Unfortunately, we drew a 0-cost hologram without drawing the Consume, so we could have tried for like a double Consume here. But no such luck. We'll keep the hologram around, though. I think the hologram's important. Oh, God. I don't know how desperate we are for this Rip and Tear. So we have, I mean, we have Shuriken, so we do have some strength scaling. And we have 2 attacks coming around next turn. I don't want to put a bunch of junk in the deck, though. But I'll do a Rip and Tear. We did not pull an Apparition for this turn, which is a little problem. Yeah, double Consume is really good, so that's gonna... I think that's just what we double no matter what. It's a matter of if we can live after that. So currently we're blocking for 16 plus 6, 22. So we're taking 18 here. I like trying to find some block. All our other plays are... Yikes. Is this a skip? Or do we throw a stack in the deck? Do we ever want to draw stack again? Steam Barrier is not block. So Steam Barrier is the same as Orichalcum for this turn, and is then worse than Orichalcum after this. So we would take Steam Barrier if the plan was to dual cast. We could dual cast the front Dark Orb, or excuse me, Frost Orb, and then the next time we come around to this Dark Orb, we would dual cast it and hopefully get close to a kill. So that's actually kind of interesting, because that's our win condition. We don't currently have a way to get this Dark Orb in front effectively outside of dual cast. So for that reason, and that reason alone, ooh. Okay, well, now we have apparition things going on, so we're close to the happy place. It's kind of a matter of if we want to play this other one not echo farmed. I think we need to wait on that one, honestly. So we'll go ahead and not do that. Defrag. Oh. Well. Okay. So we did not pull the apparition. I was really hoping that we would. So we could double charge battery, defend Steam Barrier. That's 25, 30 block, 30, 42. We take 13. Other option is to start proccing some orbs here. Oh, we proc the orb anyway with Static Discharge, I guess. So maybe that means we block and play other stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can still play Electro and Zap after that. That kind of sucks, though. We wanted to dual cast this Dark Orb. All right, we got him. A late Omamori. No, thank you. Chance at a Tempest that I think I'll pass on. How high Giant Head scales? It's a good question. 75 sounds about right to me. I don't know if I've seen him go higher than that. Not outside of like some modifiers where he gets plus strength or something, or you're vulnerable or whatever. I think it's capped at 75. I also think it. Yeah, I think it's capped at 75. Just sounds right. I can see the number. Makes sense. I'd really love to cash in on these Omamori charges, which comes from events. We also need to recall and get our Sapphire Key. So I'm thinking about this elite or just going to this campfire for an early recall, and then we can go for this elite after whatever we do here and this shop as well. Well, actually on 75 bucks, I don't think we go to this shop. Why not take the second Sunder? So the second Sunder ends up getting in the way. We have to draw it, is the problem. So we already have one, and throwing in more stuff doesn't necessarily help us win. So the Sunder is great because it does 32 damage. Maybe it's free, but it's not a win condition on its own. Like, Sunder's helping us through a lot of these floor fights and maybe phase 1, or whatever you want to call it, when the cultists are still alive on the Bird with Arms fight. But after that point, it kind of gets in the way. Like, 32 damage is fine, but we're killing things with orbs and whatever else. Static Discharge, maybe. We're not killing things really with Sunder. Like, we're not just using Sunder until the Bird with Arms dies. So the fact that we have to draw it ends up being the reason why we don't want the second Sunder, because it doesn't make our deck better or more efficient at doing the thing that ends up being the win condition. So it is very tempting to see a 3-cost card. Like, if we were on the Ironclad right now, we see a Bludgeon. Wow, that's a lot of damage. But does it actually help us win? And that's a really important question to start asking ourselves right about now, is like, how do we actually beat the rest of the game? Because what's coming from here on out, Reptomancer, Floaty Boy, Bird with Arms, and then either Time Eater or Donu and Deca. That's where our head has to be. So we took Sunder pretty early in the run, and Sunder's great. It's like taking a Judgment or Bludgeon or whatever. Well, Bludgeon's a bad example, but whatever early in the run to help us through those floor fights. But it's not how you kill bosses. So we're looking at how we kill elites and bosses right now, and that's not through Sunder. I just don't want to ever draw 2 copies of it through our deck, I guess is the point. I'm going to go for a second elite here. We picked up a deck spot. We've got some decent block in here. Maybe we're okay. Dang. Please don't hit me for 45 next turn. Can hear us. Apparition, yeah. So the question is double Apparition or double Capacitor. We're not guaranteed to be attacked next turn, so we have to kind of wonder if we actually need the doubling effect from Apparition, or if we'd rather have just more orb slots for more Frost Orbs and Lightning Orbs. It's kind of a tough question, actually. We don't get to play Consume this turn, which is bad. We're always playing Apparition. It's just a matter of if we're playing it once or twice. I think we play it twice. Reason being, we don't have a lot of orb generation actually coming up in the rest of our draw pile here. We do have a hologram, I guess, for like a 3-cost Glacier. So, double charge battery blocks for a lot. Let's see. Okay, we'll consider a different line here. So if we double charge battery, that's 20, 34 plus 5, 39 block. We take 6 versus taking 0. We end up with 6 energy next turn to do stuff with. I think I'm not going to do that. Yeah. One orb? Probably not worth it. Right? I sharpen pencils! Thank you very much for the 2 stinking months. Thank you very much. Much love, much appreciated. Our hologram says 0 on it, which is really nice. But we have apparition here. If we were to hologram something back, we could hologram back a single copy of Consume. Then we have 2 energy left to do nothing. Why does all this stuff say 3? We maybe... Alright, we're not in the happy place right now. Nilrees, can I say that Nilrees has been unkind? Is that a fair assessment? I feel like Nilrees has not done much for us. Take the Shuriken proc, I guess. Maybe Buffer helps us through a 45 damage turn. Yeah, Zuthus, hello. Could choose to double Buffer here if it's the 45 damage turn. We're really happy about that, but we're not making much progress in the fight otherwise. Do 15? All for one was kind of interesting, I guess. We care about hanging on to Turbo and Dual Cast. We can potentially Dual Cast this Dark Orb for some damage. So that's a thing. Okay, we're close. We're close. We've got no Frost Orbs left, though. Oh. Shout out to my man Buffer, by the way. No, I think we're fine this turn, right? So Static Discharge does not cause these to go off. We've blocked for... Wait. We blocked for 6. What we need to do is block for 8. So we need to consume first, I guess, just to get the Echo Form out of the way. We could also just Sunder first, I guess, but whatever. Okay. Now we block for, well, we block for more than 8, but you get the idea. Okay. Get out of here. A rainbow for some orbs. All right, give me just one more second. I'll be right back. All right, friends. Thank you for hanging on for a minute there. So we're probably not going to the shop. We can't afford a remove or anything like that. So what we'll do is we'll take a few events. Oh, Triforce complete, by the way. We'll take a few events, try to cash in on these Omamori charges. We're looking at like Mind Bloom here for 999 gold. I don't know if that's still possible at this floor. I don't remember the exact breakpoint on which floor that becomes max HP. But I'm hoping for that. That's not it. That's not it. Jerk. All right. I have Echo Form for this turn. Stack some of this stuff. It's honestly a pretty easy turn. I think the fight's mostly over at this point. Cool-Headed Plus. It says plus on it. It's card draw with Snecko Eye. Those are really good reasons to take it, but it says 1 on it. Just a reason not to take it. I think I still will. The other option here being Barrage Plus. If you love something, get it, let it go and all that. Take the draw. Well, we got Mind Bloom. So here's the options. So we could heal to full, which is pretty good, going into the end of the act. Means we maybe take this elite here. Drop in frames? I hope not. Let me know if it keeps happening. It looks pretty good on my end. I have literally dropped some frames, but not that many. Yeah, it looks pretty stable for me right now. Okay. Rare Relic or full HP at basically no cost because we have Omamori. I guess the real question is if we ever take this elite. If we're at 15 HP. And probably not, right? Meaning we would trade in full HP to take on this elite and whatever this is. We could also go to full HP and go for another curse here. Though, at best, it's like the madness. I mean, at best, it's, I don't know, it's other things. Most likely, it's going to be like the madness event. And we trade away an Omamori charge for nothing. So maybe we go here. No! Dude, this giant head is so troll. The one time you'll ever hear me ask for Reptomancer, it's being giant head twice. Come on, man. All right, what are we doing? We could pull out Equilibrium. Never. It's probably Pajama Lady. It's not Pajama Lady. I mean, the good news is we have Echo Form in play. Okay, so choices here. Obviously, we can double Apparition. I'm thinking more if we want to double Static Discharge. So if and when we get hit, we evoke a bunch of orbs. And maybe that's our win condition against this guy. We're going to have a hard time taking chip damage against the giant head, though, which is kind of the issue with Orichalcum and maybe some Frost Orbs in play. Just, like, ideally, we said earlier when we took Static Discharge, which I think was before we got Orichalcum. The goal with Static Discharge would have been to play, like, an Apparition and then get hit for a multi-attack and evoke a bunch of orbs with Static Discharge. Now that Orichalcum's in play, we're basically not doing that with our Apparitions or Intangibility. So we have kind of an anti-synergy in Apparitions and Static Discharge. That said, I still think it was absolutely correct to take the Apparitions when we did. I guess we'll do this. And hope that it's correct. It looks really dark in my room. I need to turn my lights on here in a second. Sun has set in Daneland. Maybe that. How my beautiful kitties doing? Thank you for asking. We are. It's a beautiful day here in Paradise. I said earlier it's a little chilly here, but that's okay. Maybe that. Yes. Give me the orbs. Just give me the defrag. Oh my. He says it's time. I disagree. Are we supposed to do this? Hold on. Are we supposed to do this? No. But the kitties are pretty good. The winter has ended and it is now spring, so we have a bit more sunshine through our windows. So they've been taking some nice kitty cat naps in the windows, which is great for them. Happy they're able to enjoy some sunshine. The other problem is we have like a double stacked Static Discharge here. So if we do take damage, we're evoking all this stuff. We're losing our Dark Orbs, etc. So maybe we do have to single play this Apparition. Whoops. But yeah, our little boy is all growing up. I think his first birthday is coming around pretty soon, which is so sad. They grow up so fast. No, we adopted him at like 8 months, a little after 8 months. So it's gone by quickly. And my other boy turned 8 this year. I think he's 8 now, so he's technically a senior cat. These boys. I guess the point for this turn is that these orbs are getting procced no matter what I do. It's just a matter of if we double play Glacier or if we double play Defrag. And it's got to be double Glacier. We proc the orbs on our terms. And full block. Sidebar full block. took 0, we'll get a very late to the party Toxic Egg. Meteor Strike? Maybe? I don't know if Meteor Strike is like actively good here. Obviously it is good with like Orb Slots and Snecko Eye, but if we're trying to cook Dark Orbs, maybe it gets in the way. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see how it goes. Speed Potion with the Core Surge in the deck is really nice. Probably just actively better than Dex Pot at this point. Mean Strike? I hope not, man. I really hope that's not the case. Heart's solid? Yeah. It's the meteors. They're on strike. What was I supposed to do, dude? The real question is what happened to the 4th meteor? Did big corporate Spire step in and take out the 4th meteor? I don't know, man. No. Oh yeah, I always meant to turn on the Apparition Beta art. I keep forgetting to do that. I love the Apparition Beta art too. Also has the silent on it, so how could I not? Okay, so what do we do this turn? Electro is kind of our win condition here. So if we Electro, we can Turbo for like 1 energy, puts us at 2. I guess we could Electro, Turbo, Cool Headed, see what we draw, and we can still strike and defend after that. Oh, Zap's right here. I was actually going to do the Galaxy Brain play and seek out Zap for 0, but that doesn't quite work. We can just strike it, though, and be done with them. Get out of here. Fasting Beta Art's best? My personal favorite Beta Art is Leg Sweep on the Silent. If you can't picture the Leg Sweep Beta Art on the Silent, it's the Silent using a broom to sweep the leg of the Lagavulin. And it's 10 out of 10. You can't not love it. Last Winged Boots charge, I think this is the best fire. Okay. Let me slow down for just a second here to make sure we don't miss any obvious plays. I think we somewhat obviously want to consume. So if we do that, $44. We can't get a kill on this cultist, which means that we must Cold Snap. Just too bad. We have both Hologram and Sunder in our opening hand. That was one of our ways to actually deal with these cultists early on. Yikes. Carrying 2 energy. You hate to see it. This is our one unupgraded apparition, so I think we're always playing it this turn. It's kind of an order of operations thing here. So we only have 6 cards that we can play. If one of them is apparitions or apparition, what do we want to do next? Can Meteor Strike into Electrodynamics if we want to? That could be our kill condition on the second cultist. I don't think Electrodynamics really helps us in this fight outside of maybe one turn after that. So I don't know if it's worth the +2 strength on the Awakened one here. If we're always playing Echo Form, always playing Capacitor, and next turn is also always the multi-attack, kind of have to think about how we deal with that. So even though Electro says 0 on it, and that's really tempting, pretty sure we don't play it. Nirvana Beta Art's pretty good, actually. Maybe we go for the Evoke kill on this guy. We can evoke like 3 lightning orbs. At least. We'll get rid of Rainbow. We don't really just ever want to see it again, I guess is more the point. Oh, we actually missed. We missed all of our lightning orbs there. Yikes. Also, yikes. Well, we could dual cast away this Dark Orb, since we're not keeping it anyway. So that would be 5, and then we can play Meteor Strike for 6. Yeah. Feels a little goofy, but I think it's correct. Okay, well, I guess this is the exact reason why we chose to upgrade Seek, is for turns like this. You play Seek for 3 energy and still get away with Echo Form and Apparition after that. Energy. Man. Ice Cream, where you at? Should we take the Shuriken proc here, or hold on to the hand? Gotta be the Shuriken proc. So we have 26 block right now by just hitting the end turn button. We could do Static Discharge, so that's going to cause us to proc a couple lightning orbs. Maybe we want. $10 strength. And then we double consume next time and we're good forever. Sure. Well, sure. Tough choice. Burn face. Well, thank you so much for the subby. Thank you very much. Burn faced Earn. We were just talking about you. No, thank you very much. I'm glad you were able to finally stop by. finally caught me, you did. Are we there? Do we reach infinite status? Can we do anything else now? Remember earlier when I was talking about how we don't ever play Sunder for value on bosses, and now it's looking like we actually do? I think you will absolutely... Tonight, you know what? I actually have a button for this. I spammed my own bot on accident. Burnface being the biggest, the bestest, up and coming Slay the Spire streamer. Please, please go support them and drop a follow. Drop a follow if you're feeling it. I think you're scheduled to stream real soon. Yeah? Yeah, there you go. Spread the love. I think we're just winning this fight through Shuriken procs at this point. And maybe we just consume one more time or two? Maybe one. I'll have to actually see the numbers when they come around. Just see if we can hold out from the multi-attack. Blame the White Claws. Oh, God. Oh, the numbers. The numbers are here. 16 times 4, I think that's 64. It is 64. We're currently blocking for 14 times 4 plus 6. 62. We are 2 off. So if we do a single consume, the bird with arms can never hurt us. It is done. Let's verify. 17 times 4 plus 6. 74. We can never be hurt again for the rest of this fight, as long as we don't lose our Frost Orbs. Now, the real goal here is going to be to proc Shuriken, which we never do that effectively, so the fact that we burned the Core Surge there is kind of a good get for us. We're also looking to burn... We already did. I was going to say Hologram. Oh, we could rebound Sunder here. The real Galaxy Brain place. Maybe someday we'll get a bias cog from this Nilreese. Loop. This is boss number 1. So, I don't actually know who we're hoping for here. If we're hoping for the Shimmy and Shaken Shapes or Flava Flav. Honestly, I don't know if it matters. Wait, this is a new number. No, 50's good. This is also a new number, but we're still fine. No. Just give me Bias Cog. We've got 2 stacks of artifact right now. Why is this Nilreese being so troll? Oh, this is a good button. Fight's almost over, but still. I like it. I think with perfect draws, I was going to say we're not hoping for this guy. It's fine. Should I keep playing Glacier in case Nilraze gives you Blizzard? I guess. I hadn't considered that, actually. These are the real Galaxy Brain plays. You beat Ascension 20. You'll beat Ascension 20 tonight. The run is now blessed. Why? I don't know. It just is. So the question here is if we want to wait to double capacitor and if we actually need to do that. Obviously, we'd like to. But it's a matter of if we can actually wait. So if we were to capacitor this turn, we can Meteor Strike, Cold Snap, whatever. Good rebound Meteor Strike and get a Shuriken proc. Since I guess Shuriken is how we're winning the game now. Killed an elite with Black Star and got Ceramic Fish and Blue Candle. Congratulations on... I don't know what to call those relics. I can't think of anything nice to call them. And if you can't think of anything nice, don't say anything at all. I think is the rule. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we have to single capacitor, because the reason being is that Time Eater is going to reduce our card draw. We do have Snecko Eye to cycle through the deck pretty quickly, as well as Apparitions, but... I mean, we want to be able to play Consume when it comes around. We go to 6, that would be like 5... Blue Relic has synergy with Corruption and Cursed Key. Not wrong. Also has synergy with Centennial Puzzle. That's the real synergy with Blue Candle, is you can play Ascender's Bane to proc Centennial Puzzle, which draws 3 cards sometimes. That's probably the best Blue Candle synergy in the game, is taking 1 damage to proc Centennial Puzzle. Rupture synergy? Alright. Alright, we're getting a little crazy now. You're not wrong. Ooh, I hate this. So we end up taking 16 damage here. We could also just play Swift Potion this turn. We heal for 5, we draw 3. We can still play up to 4 cards. We probably want it on a future turn, though. That's more desperate than this. Right? Or is drawing around to the combo more important? Probably that. Ugh. There's so many branching paths on this turn that we could take. And it's just kind of like running the odds as much as we can. So we can play Apparition here, take 0. That sounds good. Play Core Surge, get it out of the deck so we don't have to draw it again. We can get around to Capacitor sooner. That seems good. Does that mean we're not playing Rainbow, though? So then we do have to draw that again? This Capacitor, I may come to regret not playing that Capacitor. That's the one thing that I'm really not sure about, is if we were meant to play that Capacitor. Oh, man. These turns are going to put gray in my beard. Have I played the Watcher, and do I like the character? I have played the Watcher. I have the Watcher on Ascension 20, and I've played the Watcher on stream a fair amount. I would say of all of the characters, I enjoy the Watcher the least. I can't exactly tell you why, but very broadly speaking, I just don't enjoy playing the Watcher. There's something with, I don't know, there's something with the math that I just don't like. That drives me a little crazy. Like, I think Blasphemy in particular, if I could point to one thing, it's like Blasphemy. I think adding Blasphemy to a lot of decks is usually worth it. If you're thinking about, like, depending on where you are in the game, if you're thinking about basically any fight between bosses, elites, and floor fights outside of the heart. Basically everything other than the heart fight, you would want Blasphemy. But calculating Blasphemy math is just the opposite of fun for me. Because you have to go like, because some turns, like here's the nightmare situation is like, you are weak, the enemy is vulnerable, do you have lethal with Blasphemy? And you're like, oh god. Okay. What's the base value of all these cards? Multiply that by 3, then take away 25%, but then it's going to be 50% more on top of that. And you have to do this for all these cards, and it's just like, ugh. There's an optimal path for the Watcher, but I just, finding that path drives me insane. I can't really tell you. I don't want to hate on the character too much. I don't actively hate it, but I don't really want to play it ever. Like, it gets too deep on some turns, and Blasphemy kind of epitomizes the Watcher math that I really don't like. It is super dark in here. Do I know with how the game deals with rounding all the multipliers? So, okay, it's too complicated. It's honestly, the answer is you'll have to look it up, because it varies depending on your situation. Very generally speaking, like I said on the Watcher, what you want is the base value of your cards. And the base value gets multiplied by 2 or 3 for Wrath or Divinity. And then you have to figure out the multipliers from there. So it's like base value, like I said with weakness, base value times 3, but then you have a 25% reduction from weakness. And then you're looking at doing 50% more on top of that. Like, it gets confusing. And you also have situations where, like, sorry this turn's taking so long. I'm like both stalling and talking at the same time, so I guess it works out. You have situations like on the Hexaghost fight where ideally you're going in with 23 HP. And if you don't know the formula for Let's see. Let me type this out. If you don't know the formula for Hexaghost, which I think a lot of new players don't because it's not described anywhere in the game. Let's see. Let me type this all the way out. Hexaghost. Okay, so the Hexaghost turn 2 damage is based off of your current HP, which is current HP divided by 12 plus 1. So it never does 0, basically. Except, well, you want to go into the fight with 23 HP. So if you go in with 23 HP, 23 over 12 is 1.9. But the game rounds it down to 1. So it's 1 plus 1. So in that instance, the game rounds down. And I think there's other instances where it rounds up. But it gets confusing. Sorry, I know that's a really long tangent, but hopefully somebody got something out of that. Okay, 1, 2. One. So we have Echo Form in play, which is why this turn is taking so long, honestly. If we take Echo Form into next turn, we don't have any apparitions coming around. We're looking to double probably Glacier or charge Battery and then play 2 more cards on top of that. Which honestly is fine. Like, that's a pretty good turn, assuming we draw what we're trying to draw, which of course isn't a guarantee. However, what we could also do this turn is remove Seek and Static Discharge from our draw pile next time around by giving the Time Eater +2 strength. So that's kind of the hesitation here, is if we want to draw Seek and Static Discharge again, or if we don't. And not drawing cards like we were talking about earlier is really important in this game, which is why the Time Eater adding all these Slimed into your deck is a big deal. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with my gut here. We're gonna make the odd play and actually pull out Ascender's Bane to not draw Ascender's Bane, and then probably a Strike because it's useless. We could also pull out Dual Cast because it is also useless. Well, actually, you know what? No, that can't be right. No. I was gonna say we could pull out Strike. No, we can't because we have a Velvet Choker. Wait. Did I do this wrong? Hold on, I might have messed this up. We can only play 2 more cards. Oh. I did mess this up. Oh. Okay. So considering that we ruined... I ruined next turn, basically, by using Velvet Choker. I'm considering using our Speed Potion here for extra dexterity into next turn. I'd really like to hang on to this for either the Heart Fight or the Act 4 Elites, though. I think we go next turn. No. End turn, yeah. We got there. Bias Cog, you're really interesting. We only want this bias cog if we can get another core surge, which is less than likely. I think we'll skip all this. We don't really want Echo Form either. I think we're doing double capacitor, getting a bunch of frost orbs out there, and then we're consuming down from there. I'm gonna skip all of it. Nice. Yes, more frost orbs. This is a lot of block, right? How many is this? 7, 8 times. Oh, I know that math. Sure. Okay, so we're at the point where we can't take damage. We're also not doing any damage, but let me just make sure this is right. So we have 36 coming in. 7 plus 6, 62 block by pressing the end turn button. So I think we start cooking this Dark Orb. Means maybe we don't want this. Oh, all these extra clicks, though. See, I actually don't know how this math works out. So we gain plus 6 focus. Our frost orbs do 14? So it's the same? So we just pass. I hope that works out. Yeah, we're good. This is what I wanted right here. There we go. Now we're extra good. At 100, I can't even count that high. How much damage is this? More than he's got. We're good. All right, go off to Act 4 here. Good old press E fights on the Defect. All right. Okay, a few options here. I think we could either upgrade our last apparition and be pretty okay with that. We could also upgrade hologram so it doesn't exhaust, and we can continue to pull back zero cost stuff. Sounds like an easy choice. All right, 168 Spire bucks and a dream. Can't really do anything exciting here. I was hoping to pick up a potion, but these potions do not spark joy. The colorless potion, unless this is guaranteed to be apotheosis, doesn't seem that interesting. Can't really do that much for us. Maybe a dark shackles. I don't know. Attack potion's just a no. Flex potion also probably just a no. Blood potion can get me some free bites in the vampire event. This is true. I mean, it's technically not false. No, I think it's coming down to a strike remove. Strike or defend, honestly. I think they're both fine to go. Only reason to keep a defend around might be for, like, Beat of Death? Maybe? But we would never take Blood Vial here. Start of each combat, heal 2 HP, so that represents 4 HP between these two combats, and we have a Toy Ornithopter. So we could make a better Blood Vial by just picking up a potion here. White Noise is not going to be 0 cost because of Snecko Eye. Stack Plus is actually pretty okay for just a block card, but it's not how we're hoping to block through these fights. I think we just remove card. Zap would actually be maybe better to get rid of than Defend and Strike. White Noise could still be okay. I agree that White Noise could still be okay, but we kind of have White Noise right here, right? If you think about it kind of in those terms, like we have a thing that generates powers for us already. So adding a White Noise to the deck that we have to draw seems meh. Meteor Strike is a bunch of meteors going on strike. Whoa, 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 whoa. Select a card to remove from your deck. I almost just removed Meteor Strike. Did you try to get me there? Were you trying to bamboozle me? Zap is actively bad. Almost. Almost. This Omega weapon. Let me tell you, look out for this guy. He's dangerous. He knows things. We do have Strike Dummy and Meteor Strike giving us +3 damage. Now just imagine, if you will, if Meteor Strike was upgraded. That would be 33 damage. That would be 3 threes. The synergy there is unmatched. And by unmatched, I mean it is completely matched in most fights. But this turn's kind of interesting because we have, like, we can just play the hand, but we have Velvet Choker, so we have to be careful. There's one card we don't get to play. I'm looking at U-Turbo, most likely. And we might also want to go for the shield first. It says 125 on it versus 180, so this one is less than this one. Write that down. That's important. Two, 3, 4. No, that's not right. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. Beautiful. 4, 5, 6. Do we care about all for one here? So we've got a rebound and a dual cast it would bring back currently. Not amazing. I'm gonna skip. It's my focus, dude. Three, 4. Bro. Okay. So the real question here is if we actually kill this guy or not. I think we don't. This ends up being 12 plus 14, 26. So not a kill. We'd want to turn and face the Spire with Meteor Strike. That said, we're going to end up with 4 energy afterward. We could seek out something that costs 1 to turn, like a strike. Get really close to killing this guy. Doesn't die next turn though, right? Oh, we could seek Core Surge. That actually kills and then we turn. Oh. Ouch. It still hurts though. Echo form last, all according to plan. I think we're most of the way through this fight. Yeah, one bad turn. Oh my god. One bad turn against these guys isn't so bad. Go one more turn for Happy Flower. Got him. Go a pen nib and chance at another cool-headed. I'm gonna pass on that. No potion? No potion. So we'll take one single potion, being our speed potion, into the heart fight. and we'll consider. So 5 energy helps quite a lot here. We want to play too many things, unfortunately. Not getting Static Discharge into play is a huge bummer. Not having Glacier and Capacitor in play seems like a recipe for loss. So we could wait for Hologram to try to pull back Static Discharge. It's going to cost 3, though. But I think it just is what it is. So it's Glacier, Capacitor, Echo Form for this fight. Not perfect, but it's what we got. I'm going to choose to seek Core Surge so we can do our Speed Potion thing. And something else. Our energy's already accounted for. So maybe we just pull out like the Dazed. So we don't have to draw it. Already went through a Cinder's Bane. We could also pull through a Strike, but I think Dazed is just worse. Pull out Void. I guess that makes more sense. Creative AI. Doubling powers all the time. I think I'm going to add one. Not sure you'd lose energy. Yeah, so Void specifically says whenever this card is drawn. I was just kind of had a bit of a brain fart there with the Dazed. That's all. No. I think we need another copy of Glacier. What we really need is another copy of, like, Capacitor. Echo Form kind of works. This has all been going really slow. Yeah. That's kind of the issue. So we can kind of run it back on the doubling of Apparition here, since that's on the table. If we were to double Apparition here, it gives us one extra turn of intangibility, because the second turn goes into the next buff cycle. Now, we certainly could run into the instance where we die to the multi-attack the next time around. What we're looking to do is stack Focus and Frost Orbs. obviously. But we can't really do that right now. Set up orbs by then? I mean, it does allow us, like one extra draw? I mean, we have 3 procs of Echo Form in play right now. Maybe that's just enough on its own with 5 decks to get us through most of the future fights. So let's go for it. We'll go double that, call it a turn. That helps. Now the focus, please. Just give me the focus. Like the one thing we're missing here. We don't want to draw through Consume. We do want the Frost Orbs, though. I'd also choose to take the Shuriken proc from Doom and Gloom. It's pretty good. So let's do that instead. Come on, Consume. No Consume. Nice. What we really need is more damage. We need a way to do damage. I don't really know what that is right now. Double buffer seems nice, if not unnecessary. We don't really have any power synergies going on. Not adding things to the deck is also its own level of temptation here. No! Echo Form? Do I have any barrages? Not yet. Maybe someday it'll be like that. A bullseye? Oh, no, 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 no. We have no block here? Oh, we have dual cast, I guess. Next turn has some spice associated with it. I guess we can hologram back both glaciers next turn if we don't draw here. Or we could try to draw 3. So we could go Frost Orb, Frost Orb. That would draw 3 total. And then we can double loop and Static Discharge. I'm not sure if that's better. I think it's for sure not better to just do nothing, though. Yo, that is so good! So still have hologram in the discard. We could take the 1 and 4 and get Static Discharge down. 1 and 4 of not drawing Hologram. Hologram's a free next turn. We're hoping it's the multi-attack, I guess. And Hologram back both Glaciers for a pretty free turn. What I meant to say. I don't know if we want Barrage now. I don't know if we want to draw Barrage, I guess is the point. You can also put Seek. No. We're gonna shuffle. Wait. We're gonna shuffle. So now we need Seek, right? To guarantee the Glaciers. Okay, maybe I messed that turn up. Maybe we weren't meant to draw at all. Yeah, we could definitely die next turn to the multi-attack. So here's the thought. We could either... Well, I don't think we ever double loop here. If we double loop, we lose a buffer stack. We're just off because of Beat of Death. Alternatively, we can double Glacier for 4 Frost Orbs for next turn. And hope that's enough. No matter what, we can only play 1 card here. The other option is to play something like Static Discharge twice. We already have Static Discharge in play, so against the multi-attack, we're going to be evoking our Frost Orbs, which I guess means that we want Glacier here. Just play the best card. And now that's the kind of advice that I could use. It gives me the confidence to make the right play. Okay, calculator time. 8 times 15, 120. You've got 18 times 4 plus 6, 78. Currently taking 42 damage, but we're evoking these Frost Orbs somewhere along the way, so I don't think we die. We also got some buffer stacks mixed in there, so I think we're fine for this turn. I think it means we double defend, so we don't lose our buffer stacks to Beat of Death. And then we could also choose to double buffer. I'm not sure how much it matters, but I think we're always starting here. So this is always like 16-ish block. It's really not that much. Double Rainbow? Double Rainbow's kind of tempting. We miss quite a lot of block, though, if we double Rainbow. The reason being, again, is because we have Static Discharge. So after we get hit for whatever amount here, it's going to proc 4 of these orbs, meaning we'll gain 42 block as soon as we take one hit here, and then we're going to gain another 42 somewhere along the line. So our 72 block, or whatever it is, I don't know, I could recalculate, plus 42 gets us about to a full heal here. Plus we have some buffer mixed in. So if we double Sunder just for damage, double buffer, I think it's the better play. Yeah, I think if we double Rainbow here, we actually lose block. Maybe. I'd have to really think about it. I'd have to think about it too much. I think we're fine if we just double Sunder, double buffer. Pretty sure. I give it a maybe. We actually, whatever. All right, please be right. See? I had it all along. Something, something, not even close. Pew pew. Whoa. Woo, now okay. That's a big number. G. Oh! Never lost with Zuthus as Lord of the Stream. Let me get that swapped over. Channel points. Dude, Balloon Brigade. A short-lived reign, honestly. Earlier today, Balloon Brigade took the throne from Mr. Shatissimo, and now, mere moments later, mere hours later, it is no more. Save that up. There you go. 22,000 points for the throne. Team Tiny House forever. I guess the binary in the back here translates to something. I've heard, or maybe it doesn't, but there's words or something like that. I can't remember. I asked it in someone's chat one time if the binary here actually translates to anything. There's error. There we go. So there's a word that actually pops up. Good night, Unsone. Thank you very much for hanging out again. Good old Robo Orby Boy run ends in the hard W. Run history. If I had to give one card the shining thumbs down, it'd have to be Turbo. I think we only played Turbo like one single time that entire run. Maybe twice. It basically did nothing. It cycled around through our deck. We picked up Turbo pretty early, though. It was the speculative Turbo. Check out the start of this run, though. This is what we were working with. Floor 1, Turbo, Recycle, Skim. Keep that in mind. Turbo, Recycle, Skim. Floor 2, Turbo, Self-Repair, Rebound. Floor 3, Turbo, Recycle, Hologram. The first 3 floors there did not spark joy by any stretch of the imagination. But pulled it through in the end. Good old Echo Form Apparitions. It's hard to go wrong with Echo Form Apparitions.